Everybody, welcome to another story listening session. Right, here we go. So, the name of the story, which I'm going to tell you today, is King Midas, and it's quite famous story. Maybe you have already heard it, but I'll try to do my best to deliver you a comprehensible input with the help of this story. So, King Midas. So, king is a person who has a title. Right? So, King Midas. That's the name of the story. So, he has a crown. As a king, he's quite happy here. Now, a long time ago, many years ago, like be 2000 and a half years ago, quite a long time ago, it's like that, 2,500 years ago, there was a kingdom called Phrygia, and kingdom is a country which is ruled by the king like that, with a crown. So, and that name was Phrygia. There was a king, and his name was Midas. He had everything, a great castle and a lot of money. So let's just draw that. And a lot of money. So that's a castle. He had a great castle, and he had a lot of money. A lot of money. He was rich. He had a lot of money. He had everything. Like everything he wanted, everything he needed. He had everything. He had a beautiful daughter. He had a beautiful daughter. And be like that. He had a beautiful daughter, the King Midas. He had a beautiful daughter. He had a big castle, great castle. He had a lot of money. He had everything what he wanted, everything that he needed. There was another kingdom called Lydia, which was west of Phrygia, and they made gold coins. So let's just try to imagine that we have two countries. So, and Phrygia, Lydia was west of Phrygia, so Lydia and Phrygia. So it's like that. So we got, it's like a map, and we have two countries. So it's a Phrygia, and to the west there is Lydia, and Lydia made gold coins, and gold coins is a coin made out of gold. Yeah, that's a coin. Yeah. So coin is usually the round shape. So it's a round. Yep, it's a round one. Yeah. And it's like that. The coins that you have, cash, the metal. King Midas really liked, he was really fond of, to collect these gold coins. He was collecting them, he was gathering them, collecting. He already had many, just not one, two, he had many of them, many gold coins, but he wanted more. His greatest happiness was to count his money. And count is just like you have money and you say like, oh, I get like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It's just that's the way you do. It's a counting. So you count how much do you have, just to count like 100 grams is like 200, 300. Ooh, that's like, you better have a lot of them, okay? The King Midas, he had a little secret house in his castle garden. So let's try it. So it's a castle. There is a castle, and castle has a garden inside. And there was a small house in the garden. Okay. Okay, I'm back. Right, let's see. So, King Midas had a big castle, and there was a yard with the garden with some trees, and there is a big wall surrounding. That's a castle, so he was protected by the high walls. And there was a small house, and that was his secret house, where he counted the money, the coins, in the form of coins. He was counting his coins there. All his money was kept in that little house that I showed you. So in this little house, all his money were kept in this little house. He, the King Midas, called it his counting house. So the place where he counted his money. That's because he was counting money in this house. He called it counting house. That's the way you make the name, counting house. King Midas had a safe in the counting house for his money. Let me draw it. Okay, let me draw it. Just need to exchange the pen. Right, so the safe. It's like, usually it's a metal one. Yeah, something like that. With thick walls. Like that. There is a safe for the money. So you have money inside. And you got the spinning wheels, just like you spin it and you open. So every day, like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day, the King Midas, he went to his little counting house from his castle and counted his golden money. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He stacked up 10 gold coins and counted them. He stacked up. It's like that. He was one on the top of the other. Oh, it's a stack. It's like that. He put them one on the top of the other and he stacked them. He used those stacks like 10 in each. So it's easier to count when you got them in those stacks by 10. And so you count them, each of those. You do not count like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, but you count like 1, 2, but you have to prepare them. You have to stack them up to 10. Yeah? Stuck up 10 gold coins and counted them. He counted over and over again, many times, not just once. He counted the money, get them back, counted one more and one more. That means over and over again. That means to repeat something, do something more than once. over and over again, many times, many times. So he counted over and over again and wished, oh, I want something. I wish. He wished to have more, just more gold coins. He was very rich. He was rich already. He had many money. He had everything he wanted and needed, but he wanted more, and that's why he was greedy. He was greedy. That's a greed. When you have money for money, love for money. You just want money, not that what they can give you. And sometimes these are quite nice, really useful, healthy things. But he was greedy. It's like that. That's like it's a greed, and he was greedy. That's really, really bad to be greedy. One day, when King Midas was counting his money, maybe in stacks, he stacked maybe those coins, and he was counting them in stacks. That moment, King Midas heard a voice. The voice asked, "What is your greatest desire?" It's like, what do you want? What is the thing that you really want? The greatest, the biggest. What do you want most of all? If you have the only wish, what it would be? What do you want the most? King Midas, without hesitation, immediately answered, "I want money. I want gold coins." And that was really important, because he had not even thought for a couple of seconds. He had the answer just like that. Just, what do you want? I want money. What do you want? I want a gold coin. Just he wasn't spending any time thinking like, oh, I don't know, what is my greatest desire? Maybe this, maybe no. He was sure that he wanted a lot of money, more money. He wanted gold coins. The voice asked him, "Are you sure?" It means like, do you really want this? Are you sure? King Midas said, "Yes, I'm sure." The voice answered, "Your wish is granted. Everything you touch will turn into gold," the voice said. So his wish was granted, was given to him, just like without any obligations, was granted to him, given to him. And everything you touch, everything he touched, will turn into gold. That means like if he touches a chair, the chair will become a golden chair. If he touches a table, the table will become a golden chair. Everything he touched. King Midas was really happy. Whoa, great, now I can make a lot of gold out of everything. He went outside and touched the pebble. And pebble are those small rocks which you can find outside. The pebbles, usually the round shape pebbles like that. So he started with everything he could find, like pebble. Then he found some flowers, and he touched flowers, and they became golden flowers. Midas jumped with joy. He was jumping. Jumped with joy, just like that. He jumped off the ground like this. Ooh, like celebrating that. Then, after all these activities, King Midas became hungry. He went back to the castle. his beautiful castle. So he went back to the castle. He opened the door, and the door turned into gold. He was happy. He went into the dining room, the room where you have food, where you eat. He saw a beautiful red roses in the vase. It's like that. Okay, rose is quite challenging for me, but I do my best. Okay, something like that in the vase. Some water. Okay. So he saw some roses. He saw some roses in the vase. He touched the roses, and he touched the rose to smell the flower. Then the rose turned into golden rose, and he felt disappointed. He was not happy about this. Disappointed. I cannot enjoy the smell of flowers, he thought. I wasn't good. He touched the chair and sit down. The chair turned into gold. He was happy again. Oh, it was quite easy for him to become happy. He sat down and he touched the dining table. And the table turned into gold. So he sat. So he sat and he touched the chair and it became gold, and he touched the table and the table, his dining table, also became a golden one. Like that. He was not really happy, but he was at least sitting on the golden chair and just at the golden table. Okay. Then he picked up a piece of bread to eat. When the bread turned into gold, he couldn't eat the bread because it was out of gold. He touched a grape to eat, and the grape turned into gold. So he had the bread and grapes. So he had bread to eat, and he had grapes, and he couldn't eat them. Couldn't eat because when he touched them, they became golden one. Okay. He could not eat food. He began to feel fear. Oh, he was afraid. What was going on? He became afraid. His daughter came in. So his daughter came in and she ran to her father. She wanted maybe to embrace him and give him a hug. And King Midas, without thinking, touched her and kissed her, give her a kiss. And the princess turned into gold. So the King Midas kissed his daughter. So the King Midas, he kissed his girl, his daughter, and she became a statue of gold. She became golden statue. He was terrified. Oh my God! He was terrified and cried out and said, "I don't want money anymore. I want my daughter back." The voice returned. The voice asked King Midas, and King Midas answered, "No, I don't want money anymore. I have enough money, enough, not greedy anymore. I was wrong, not right, was wrong. I loved money more than anything. That's greed." The voice told him to go to the river Pactolus, and wash his hands in that river. King Midas ran to the river. King Midas ran. He wanted so fast. He ran to the river and washed his hands. When he returned, the rose, the chair, grape, bread, and all other things that he changed to gold turned back to normal again. So they became as they were before he touched them. His daughter was no longer a statue of gold. He hugged his daughter and was glad that she came back alive. So she was living again, not a golden one. Oh, they were happy again because King Midas was happy because his daughter was alive, not a golden statue anymore. So she was alive. King Midas decided to share his money with the poor people. So he didn't keep the money like he used to. He shared, he gave his money to some of his citizens, some of his poor citizens. King Midas became a kind, he was not cruel, was kind, helping, generous person. Generous, that means that you share with those who need. Those who are in need, you share with them. It can be food, money, or some medicine, I don't know. Poor people were no longer hungry because they had food, and they became happy because King Midas helped them, because he became generous. He gave them some part of his money, his wealth. When King Midas died, they were really sad because their king was gone. Their kind king was gone. And that is the end of the story. Hope you enjoyed it. Bye bye.